By night, this boy was the city's deadliest assassin. By day, he was just trying to stay awake in math class. But before the boy, there was the man who didn't make it home tonight. He was running. He didn't know why this was happening to him. He ducked into a side alley and waited for footsteps that never came. He breathed out. He thought he had gotten away. Then a blade was at his throat. Purple flames rose around him out of nowhere. A silhouette stood behind him. He never saw the face. He started to beg. He offered money. The killer let him finish the sentence. One purple eye, calm in the dark. Then the cut. Then the blood. Morning. A normal sky over a normal city. A schoolboy yawned at the bus stop. He was very, very sleepy. His name was Aragi Kai, 17 years old, a high school student. After working all night, he hated going to school this early. No, he wasn't a student. He was an assassin. He walked through the school gates like everyone else. First-year homeroom. Class was already filling up. He kept his head down. Nobody knew what he did at night. He walked into class half asleep. First to greet him was Midu Shuji, student number 35 soccer club. Aragi mumbled a yeah and kept walking. He gave a tired half-wave at nobody in particular. Then his face hit the desk. Nagaki Reina, number 22, the class fashion girl, called him rude as ever. Midu tried to defend him. The other classmates told her to calm down. Aragi was already asleep again. Then a tougher-looking guy walked in. Even Reina went quiet. The mood in the room dropped. His name was Arashi Shunsuke, student number 1, the class delinquent. Two boys greeted him fast. "Good morning, Arashi-kun." He gave them a yo. Then he saw Aragi face down on the desk. Tush. He walked over and stood right above him. Aragi did not wake up. "Listen up, asshole. I'm talking to you." He slammed the desk. "What?" Aragi yawned and finally lifted his head. "I'm sleepy. What do you want?" Arashi swung at him. "Let go, asshole." Aragi caught his hand without looking, then let it go. Tush, weirdo. Then she stepped in. Kanzaki Rin, student number 8. Top of the class in martial arts and literature, cool and aloof. Arashi seethed but backed off. Then someone else cut in to stop the fight for good. Hashimoto Miri, student number 29, discipline committee. She really cared about order. She told the class to stay quiet. Narumi Yoshia, student number 23, backed her up. Arashi glared. Aragi was already snoring. Arashi sat down, arms crossed. The room finally settled. Kanzaki opened her book. Narumi started chatting up Hashimoto. This was Shinzo High School. First year, class 2. And it was just another regular day in a class with a lot of problems. Aragi went back to sleep. Aragi was deep asleep when something started to glow. Rina pointed at Midu's feet. "It's coming from under him?" "Kya, what's happening?" Cyan light wrapped around their legs. Then arrows of light shot up. The whole class was vanishing. Aragi finally opened his eyes. The light was already on him. "There's no time to think," Midu said. "Let's evacuate to—" Aragi's purple eyes locked on the spell. He was awake now. Then the room went dark. They woke up on cold stone tiles. The whole class was on the floor. Aragi sat up first. "Where am I?" Tall stone doors, pillars, nothing he recognized. A massive magic circle was glowing under their feet. Did the whole class get pulled here? Wait, what happened? What is this? The class started waking up. Rina was scared. She looked around for anyone she knew. Midu tried to keep everyone calm. I don't know what happened either, but Aragi was already thinking. The whole class, all at once. Arashi took charge. "We can't waste any time." He picked 2 boys to scout ahead. "You two, follow me." Aragi was already moving in the other direction. "Huh? What?" Arashi turned. "Where are you going?" Aragi did not answer. He had already heard them. 2 of them, a man and a woman. The big stone doors split open. Light poured through. A woman in white, a man in armor at her side. Long silver hair, robes that did not belong in this century. "Very impressive, dear hero candidates. It looks like you've all calmed down already." The class whispered. "What's that, a cosplay? They look like a medieval knight and princess." Aragi watched the man. "Sword user. He's already on guard." He looked at the woman next. She has slight muscles, but she introduced them. "This is Gaius. He's a knight and my protector. Arashi snapped at her. With us? We are not messing with you, she said. But I'm sure that's how it seems for you. Aragi finally spoke. What happened to us? Do you know something? She looked over at Gaius, then back at the class. She opened her mouth. You have been summoned to a parallel world. She closed her eyes. As a hope for humanity to defeat the evil demon king, as this world's hero candidates. Honestly, Midu tried to laugh it off. The class started buzzing. Watch your mouth, Gaius said. This lady is a saint of our country, Arashi shot back. Shut up, old man. Don't make me kill you. Gaius pulled his sword. You'd experience some pain for once. Please stop, Gaius, the saint said. Aragi watched in silence. Fine by me, Arashi grinned. Time to die, old man. He charged, straight past the saint. Aragi watched. He's not even hesitating to charge a man with a sword. He's brave, I'll give him that. Arashi's plan was simple. Dodge the first attack and get close. Gaius did not draw his blade. He stepped forward. It's actually better to be unarmed, he said. Arashi froze. I couldn't see the sword move. He cut only a single hair. The class went still. Even Aragi paid attention now. Put away your sword, Gaius, the saint said. I'm sorry for my knight's aggression. Another classmate stared. So did the rest of them. Aragi stayed quiet. He was already thinking ahead. Somewhere far away, a yellow eye opened. Gaius bowed his head. I'm sorry for my knight's aggression. The class stood frozen, still trying to process what just happened. Far away, the yellow eye watched. The saint stepped forward. Right now, because of the Demon King's invasion, humanity in this world. Her eyes were closed. Her voice was calm. Aragi watched from the back, eyes half-lidded, judging every word. Is on the brink, and its last hope is all of you, the hero candidates. Narumi forced a laugh. Yeah, I've never fought before. Another girl spoke up. Forget fighting. Some of us are already terrified. Hashimoto wiped her eyes. Please, Gaius didn't blink. Impossible, but you'll have to try. His face left no room for argument. Narumi tried again, but no. Aragi thought it through. He probably only said that to motivate us. For that, they need experience. Real fights, real risk. Behind him, blood ran from a busted lip. Arashi spat blood. You're saying we just gotta shut up and obey? His face was a mess of blood. He grinned anyway. You fuckers. Gaius watched him quietly. His spirit is still unbroken. His hand still gripped the sword. The saint stepped to Arashi. O Lord, I call upon thee. Grant him solace. Heal. The wounds closed in a moment. She bowed her head. I apologize. Rena stared, her usual smirk gone. Light gathered in her palm. This power is called the system. Granted to us by our God, digressed. Aragi watched the light. He didn't blink. She held the light out to him. This power was the very reason I summoned you all here. Rena looked down. Her hand was glowing. Light spread through every student. One classmate stared at his hand. It turned into a sword? The saint smiled. This is the system. She clasped her hands together. And now you can't go back. I know this is a selfish request. Still, a classmate's blade was ready. Please, Aragi raised an eyebrow. Fighting right away, you know. The saint kept her head bowed. It's impossible, but you'll have to try. Aragi looked over at Rena. Also, divine protection. I'm sure that'll come in handy when we're in trouble. The students nodded. Yeah, maybe we should hear her out. The saint allowed herself a small smile. Pencils floated around Hashimoto. Telekinesis. Arashi shoved out his palm. The air detonated. He grinned. Explosion. All across the class, powers woke up. Purple swords. Fire. Light in every palm. Narumi grinned at his glow. The class was changing fast. Rena lit up too. Everyone got something. The saint scanned the room. Will that be everyone? Aragi raised his hand from the back. The saint reached for him. Here you go then. Light hit him. His vision split. What is this? My field of vision is changing. He saw her stats float in front of him. Name, condition, every skill she owned. His eyes burned red. Oh, divine protection. Judgment, that's rare. The saint nodded. It's a power that lets you see your target's details. Aragi raised his hand. The red eyes locked on. His own stats came up. Assassination technique, level 7, short sword, throwing, concealment. Aragi read his own card. The system knew exactly who he was. Behind him, a pair of red eyes locked on. Arashi let it rip. Stone shattered. Dust filled the hall. From the smoke, Arashi laughed. Well, what do you think about my explosion? His palm still glowed. He looked drunk on it. Aragi hadn't moved. What did you get? Just those red eyes? The crater was at Arashi's feet. He laughed it off. Rina pointed and snickered. Pfft, just those red eyes? Aragi stayed calm. Why are they suddenly acting so high and mighty? Purple fire coiled in his thoughts. Nevertheless, I have plenty of other ways to kill people. His eyes faded back to purple. The assassin was awake. The saint explained their divine protections to the class. She told them they must be tired. Please rest. Each hero candidate was given a private room. Aragi decided to gather intel before sleeping. He slipped out of his room without a sound. Outside, 2 guards patrolled the castle walls. They complained about the kids the saint had summoned. The guards muttered, "The saint must know something they didn't." Aragi watched them from the trees, unseen. He listened as they kept talking about the candidates. A red reticle locked onto the closer guard. A status panel revealed the guard's stats. Name Oin, age 31, swordsmanship level 1. Aragi dropped from the tree without a sound. His eyes were already locked on his next target. He had already mapped most of the surrounding city. He reached the city gate, closed and guarded. He decided to head back. He had seen enough. He hid in the tall grass, low to the ground. Then he heard voices ahead, 3 of his classmates. They had picked an open clearing to test something. Kanzaki Rin shrugged. The saint wouldn't be mad. Rina lit a small flame on her fingertip. The clearing sat quiet in the moonlight. Each of them tried a different element: fire, plant, water. Aragi watched from the grass. Their magic worked. Rina rolled the flame between her fingers, fascinated. Then Aragi froze. Something felt wrong. Rina heard rustling in the bushes ahead. The girls turned, suddenly nervous. Aragi flung a blade into the grass. It struck something. A blue-scaled lizard rose into the moonlight. The blade sat lodged in its back. It kept coming. The girls froze. None of them had ever seen one. Aragi activated his judgment skill on the creature. Species Lizardival. Attack B. Defense C. Condition aggressive. The lizard turned its claws on the girls. It opened its mouth wide and roared. The girls screamed and broke into a run. The lizard charged after them through the grass. Aragi tracked the lizard from behind, studying its movement. It moved fast on 4 legs, always in a straight line. Its skin looked tough, possibly too tough for his blade. He tested the small dagger between his fingers. He struck. The blade flashed in the dark. Blood sprayed from the wound. The lizard staggered and let out a wet groan. Throwing knives, he noted. Effective enough. But the girls were still running. A second lizard was chasing them. Rina tripped on something hard buried in the grass. She crashed down hard. Her ankle bent under her, twisted the wrong way. "It hurts," she gasped, hand to her mouth. She heard a hiss, right above her. The lizard was already on her, jaws wide. She froze. "No," she whispered. "Rina!" her friends shouted from behind. She screamed. 3 blades dropped out of the night sky. They fell straight at the lizard's back. One blade buried itself deep in its spine. Rina opened her eyes. "Huh?" The lizard lay dead in the grass beside her. Rin and Hashimoto reached her, pulled her up. "Did someone save us?" Rina wondered. "Let's just go," Rin said. No one wanted to see another monster. Hidden in the leaves, Aragi watched them leave. Aragi pulled his blade from the lizard's back. Then he caught a flicker of movement at the edge of his eye. More blades fell into the corpse. Not his. Someone else had been hunting in this same field. Aragi's eyes narrowed. Is someone there? He decided to head back. He had stayed too long. Then a much larger shape rose behind him. Heavy claws, spined back, built for killing. His shoe stood in the lizard's blood. He wasn't alone. A cloaked figure watched from the trees. "Hero candidates," it sneered. It had been disappointed. So weak, so useless. But one of them, it whispered, was like me. The students froze. Something heavy hit the floor. Gaius dropped a monster corpse at their feet. Last night it was found near the royal capital. Arashi stared at the body. This was what they were here to fight. Some of the girls couldn't even look. Gaius turned to the mage beside him. Steady, did you learn anything? Steady was a blonde mage in glasses. She had already inspected the body. Aragi listened from the back of the class. Sorcery, huh? He thought. Is that different from magic? So this thing was being controlled by a demon, or something close to one. Steady nodded. Strong demons could control weaker monsters like puppets. Mana, she explained, was a power brought into this world by the evil god himself. Gaius cut her off. He didn't want her oversharing in front of the kids. Aragi looked again at the corpse. Something else had been steering it. Condition, controlled. And then he remembered. The yellow eye he had felt during the summoning. It had been a demon. He could barely sense it back then. It could be standing among them right now, and they would never know. A grinning mouth surfaced in his mind. That fear will only make you faint. Aragi pushed back. I ain't afraid. Arashi spoke up. We can't go home until the Demon King is dead, and I'm not staying here forever. Kanzaki agreed. For the first time, the delinquent had a point. Fight those monsters? One girl whispered. Another was already crying. Aragi watched it sink in. Going home was going to mean killing. Then a calm voice cut through the room. The saint smiled. You just don't know how to use your powers yet. All you have to do is train. She reminded them they had been chosen. Hero candidates from another world. Their growth would not be like the people of this world. A week passed. The class had started training. Aragi sat in the library. He could already read every letter. Strange how quickly everyone could understand each other here. Outside, the others were swinging swords on the training field. His skill was divine protection. The saint had ruled it useless for combat. She had laughed it off. How about doing some reading? The class had laughed, too. The assassin got benched. He flipped through another book. Is this all they have? History and culture? Nothing here on demons. Nothing useful. So he went where the answers were. The training field. He kept his hood up and watched from the wall. He picked out the strongest 5. Narumi, lit up green. Arashi, burning red. Kanzaki, ringed in pink light. Hashimoto, lifting a boulder out of the ground. And Nagase, pulling fire into her hands. But there was a 6th. Someone with growth that didn't fit. A sword crashed down on a knight in armor. The huge blade slammed into the dirt next to the knight. The knight raised his hands. I surrender. I can't believe you're already stronger than me. Midu Shuji bowed, all smiles. Thank you very much. Aragi read his stats. Most of them were B grade in a single week. Even for a genius, that was too fast. Lloyd's divine protection had to be doing more than the saint admitted. After training, a group of classmates fanned out across the courtyard. 2 of them spotted Aragi. What's a guy who can't even fight doing here? He kept his voice flat. Just go and quietly read your books. Narumi smiled at the side. The others looked down on me too. Hashimoto and another girl watched. Power had made the class brave. The bigger boy stepped up. Why are you ignoring me? Let's be friendly, man. He swung. Aragi was already gone. The boy hit the ground face first. Aragi looked down at him with calm, purple eyes. Did you fall over for no reason? The crowd stopped. The bully stared up at the sky, dazed. Arashi cut in. That's enough. He's coming. The saint stepped through the gate, Gaius at her shoulder. She walked past the others and stopped right in front of Aragi. Behind her, the rest of the class was already lined up on the field. She smiled at him. Thank you for the notice. You've grown faster than I thought. Then she turned to the whole class. I have decided to move our plans forward. Midu frowned. Plans? You're not sending us at the Demon King already? She closed her eyes, smiling. Of course not. I just want you to practice, on real monsters. The boys went quiet. Monsters. The girls turned pale. Fighting. Aragi watched her face. The training was over. The class woke up in the middle of a forest. Gaius warned them. The path ahead was full of obstacles. The saint smiled. They would split into teams of 2 or 3. The classmates started picking partners. Midu asked Aragi to team up. Aragi shrugged. Yeah. Hashimoto and Narumi tried to team with Kanzaki Rin. Kanzaki refused. Do whatever you want. Gaius watched in silence. Kanzaki stood alone. A cloaked figure stepped out of the trees. It was Aragi. Team up with me. Then Nagaki showed up too. 3 was a team. Kanzaki had a confident, artistic personality. Green eyes. Sharp. The class topper. Nagaki questioned the partnership. Aragi did not explain. Kanzaki only sighed and accepted them. The teams formed. The saint gave the signal. Kanzaki opened first. Her divine protection was superior to everyone else's. She stated it like a fact. Green eyes, no doubt. Aragi did not argue. Okay, I'll leave everything to you. Kanzaki frowned. The answer was not what she expected. Behind them, Aragi's purple eye flickered. He could already sense a presence around them. The forest closed in. They were not alone. A goblin stepped from the brush. Club raised, yellow eyes. Nagaki froze. The thing was already moving. It charged her with a scream. Pink light burst from Nagaki's hand. The goblin froze in midair, wrapped in pink chains. Aragi watched. His purple eyes did not blink. Domination. The goblin obeyed her now. Nagaki turned to Aragi. That was her power. The goblin's club hit the dirt. Done. It twisted in her grip, eyes blank, hands clenched. Nagaki was already breathing hard. The power tired her. Aragi noticed. He stayed quiet. The goblin looked almost human up close. Aragi. These are still our enemies, right? Kanzaki nodded. Yeah, I know that. In Aragi's hand, 3 small stones. He was counting something. He thought. The only question is whether she can finish the job. More goblins stepped out. 2, then more. A bigger one followed. Yellow head, rows of teeth. They were surrounded. Aragi spoke first. They're here. Nagaki snapped back. I know that. She raised her hand. Pink light gathered. Aragi, you're the one who said you didn't need me. Nagaki bared her teeth. I'll kill them all. Nagaki gave the goblins one order. Twist off your own necks. They obeyed. The whole pack tore itself apart. Blood on the leaves. Nagaki was breathing hard. Aragi watched her. So you can give that kind of order too. Nagaki looked away, hand at her mouth. That's right. These things attacked us, so they're our enemies. Aragi's purple eye caught the moment. He approved. Nagaki turned on Aragi. You don't even have any powers. Aragi held up the dead goblin's club. Looks like I have a point. He kept walking. Go back if you're scared. Nagaki stiffened. Her cape caught the wind. She closed her eyes. Fine, keep going. She admitted it. He had a point. She wouldn't say it twice. Above the trees, the sky was clear. I wonder how the others are doing. Cut to a different forest. Boots pounding the dirt. Narumi led the way. Midu was right behind. They were running flat out. Narumi shouted, Let's attack together. Wind blast. Green wind tore through the trees. It hit a wall of stone. The blast did nothing. Narumi's mouth fell open. What? What the hell is that monster? Red fur, horns, drool. It hadn't even noticed the spell. It stood up on its hind legs. Wind blast had done nothing. Kanzaki kept thinking about home. Her grandfather raised her after her parents were gone. She had wanted to make him proud. Now he was somewhere else, mourning her. Kanzaki Rin had to get back. What if we get lost? She asked. Aragi told her they would walk straight and stop worrying. Just shut up, she muttered. She thought he was cocky and strange. Aragi watched her without saying a word. You shouldn't stare at people, she snapped. Then a scream cut through the trees. Aragi recognized it. That was Hashimoto. Kanzaki said she had to help. He told her to go. How nice of you. What do you think I am? He said back. Hashimoto was on the ground, bleeding from her face. Narumi was beside her, panicking. It's fine. Just run, she told him. Narumi refused to leave her behind. Then something heavy landed in front of them. A huge monster towered over Narumi, jaws open. Pink chains shot out and locked the beast in place. Hear me, monster! Halt! Kanzaki shouted. Her chains held, but only barely. She warned them she could not hold it long. Aragi stepped out of the trees, calm as ever. Hashimoto was unconscious, but still breathing. Aragi told Narumi to carry her and leave now. No, I can help, Narumi said. Aragi asked if he was really going to leave Hashimoto. Narumi gave in and ran for help. Aragi turned and faced the monster alone. The thing was huge, with claws like chunks of stone. He activated his appraisal skill. A status panel flashed. Special variant, mutant species. Tough hide, brutal strength, and almost no weak points. His blades would not pierce that armor. Mutant species. Fighting it head-on was suicide. I can't hold it anymore, Kanzaki gasped. The chains snapped, and the beast roared free. Aragi told her she had bought enough time. Now they ran. Kanzaki nodded. Okay. She tried to stand and stumbled. Her legs gave out under her. Sorry, I can't move my legs, she whispered. This is bad, Aragi said quietly. He pulled a small canister and threw it at the ground. White smoke flooded the clearing. Aragi grabbed Kanzaki and pulled her low. Huh, she startled. Be quiet, it will hear us. They held still as the monster prowled past. What was that smoke? Kanzaki whispered. Just a smoke bomb. Made it during training. It was a lie. He had brought it from Earth. He had a few left. He would not waste them. Smoke and fire pellets, an assassin's basic kit. I'm sorry, Kanzaki said. She had pushed to help and then become a burden. Aragi told her not to apologize. A thanks would do. Don't make me say it again. Be quiet, Kanzaki said. She asked him what they should do now. He wanted to keep running. She said there was no time. The monster had already found their trail. Then it stopped. Head turned to a new sound. Their classmates had arrived in armor, weapons drawn. One stepped forward. You are facing me now. Sword of evil crushing. Activate. Far away, a red-haired man waited with a black creature on his shoulder. And the chapter ended there. In the forest, Shuji faced a giant armored beast. The bear roared, jaws wide. Shuji raised his glowing sword and struck. His blade carved deep into the bear's red hide. Tough, Shuji muttered. The hide was harder than expected. Shuji, move! Rina shouted, fire gathering in her hand. You're gonna get burned, she warned. Flames slammed into the beast. The bear bellowed, fur burning bright. You can't endure it, can you? Rina taunted the beast. Nice one, Rina, Shuji said, blade ready. But the bear was still standing, and angrier than before. Its red eye locked onto them through the smoke. No way, Rina breathed. Calm down, Rina, Shuji said. Your attack worked. Its movements are slower now. Let's calm down and kill it together, all right? Okay, copy that, the girls answered. Far in the trees, someone was watching them. It's just a matter of time now, the watcher smiled. A horned demon with yellow eyes stepped from the dark. Veteran assassin demon, Delphus. Their quick growth is impressive indeed, he murmured. Especially him, the demon said, eyes on Shuji. This was supposed to be scouting. Time to change plans. Shuji's blade slashed clean through the bear. Blood sprayed. The beast collapsed. Time to end this, Shuji shouted. Take this lesson with you to the next world, boy. The time when you make the biggest mistake in this world is when you believe you killed your enemy. A blade slid up to Delphus's throat from behind. When did you? The demon stammered. Aragi Kai stood at his back, knife in hand. My parents taught me well, Aragi said, eye glowing red. The biggest mistake is when you're killing your enemy. I'll keep that in mind. Delphus raised his hands. How was he able to get behind me? The demon thought. No, I need to find a way to escape, fast. Aragi cut his legs out from under him. My legs? Try not to scream. We don't want the others noticing. Answer me honestly, and I'll let you go. Like hell I will. Who are you? The demon spat. I'm the one who lives in the shadows. From another world. Delphus's eyes went wide. The presence I felt was very faint. Could it be him? I knew we were being watched, Aragi said. I used Midu and the others as bait to draw you out. We just got here. What I need is information. You think I'll talk? The demon snarled. Aragi's blade went to work. Delphus screamed, blood at his eyes. It'll be easier if you just talk honestly. Don't underestimate me, boy, the demon hissed. Delphus bit down hard on something hidden. Black foam burst from his mouth. You! Blood ran from his eyes as the poison took him. So he had poison with him, Aragi muttered. They already had a plan for this. The Demon King's army. A blue panel flickered into the air beside him. Huh? Shinju-kun? A voice said behind him. Is that a dead person? Kanzaki Rin stared at the body. Aragi turned. His purple eyes met hers. Kanzaki? Far away, a red-haired man turned a gold coin in his fingers. Deep in the forest, Aragi crouched over the monster's corpse. Nagaki stood beside him, staring at the dead beast. Aragi spoke low. The Demon King's hand was already in this. Nagaki's eyes went wide. She didn't want to believe him. The bear thing's broken skull lay open at their feet. It was the same monster that attacked them earlier, and another one struck Nagaki and the others, far from here. Are you saying they're trying to kill us? She whispered. Aragi looked at her without answering. She read it on his face. Then her face changed. She had figured something else out. How did you kill it so fast? Are you really an assassin? Aragi answered plainly. His family was in the assassination business. The dead beast still leaked blood into the dirt. Nagaki froze. Her brain was still catching up. He told her she didn't have to believe him, but the corpse on the ground was real enough. Then he asked her not to tell anyone what she'd seen. Far away, another classmate lay bleeding in the dirt. Nagaki agreed. She would keep his secret. Aragi turned to head back. They needed to find the others. They walked back together through the trees. Somewhere ahead, a classmate's voice called out a skill name. Kanzaki had pinned their attacker to the ground. Hano Shiori, student 39, used healing divine protection on the wounded boy. Her hand glowed gold above his wound. Please get better. The boy's breathing eased. The skill was working. The other students stared. None of them had seen real magic up close. Yoshia checked on Hashimoto. Is she all right? Narumi smiled, eyes closed. He was finally safe. He told them the monster had been strong. He'd survived only because the others fought too. Aragi and Nagaki walked back into the clearing. A flash of black hair. Someone had moved between them. Aragi stopped at a tree. Nagaki ran ahead, smiling. The saint stepped into the clearing with Gaius at her side. It looks like you all made it back, she said. One of the knights perked up. Gaius-san. Gaius rounded on Aragi and Nagaki. Where were you two all this time? His voice cut through the trees. The students went quiet. It won't be good practice if I have to save you every time. The young knight tried to defend the saint's choice. He said the saint had nearly stepped in herself. Gaius's eyes hardened. He didn't argue. That's the kind of battle you'll all be facing from now on. The students looked at each other. The truth was settling in. That's not what I'm talking about, though, the saint said. She turned to face the class. These monsters weren't supposed to live in this region. Someone had brought them here on purpose, probably a scout, sent to test the hero candidate's strength. Then he was still nearby, watching them. Defenses had to go up. She announced the next step. Training would get harder. At their current level, she said, they were all going to die. A boy stepped forward. Increase the level. Even more than this. Don't you think this was already pretty tough? Nagaki said. Are we all going to be killed? She whispered. The saint smiled. Your first battle starts now. Her smile was small, almost kind. The young knight gritted his teeth. He saw what was coming. Arashi raised a gloved hand toward the saint. He was going to attack her in front of everyone. Gaius's blade was already moving. Blood sprayed past the saint's white robe. Arashi staggered. The cut had already opened across his back. Don't even think you can disobey her orders, Gaius said. The class froze. Nobody moved to help him. Arashi got back up, bleeding, smiling. You really want me dead? His teeth showed. He wasn't done. The young knight tried to warn him off. It wasn't going to work. Gaius watched without blinking. He'd already decided. Arashi grinned wide. He charged anyway. Arashi cocked back his gloved fist. Destructive blast. Activate. Energy ripped down the clearing. Fire and smoke swallowed everything in front of him. Smoke drifted over the ground. Quiet. Ha, pathetic, Arashi said, grinning through the dust. Gaius answered. He moved through the smoke without a sound. Arashi was already on the ground. Gah! The class watched in silence. Nobody stepped forward. This is the level of power you have now, Gaius said. The saint turned away. Prepare yourselves. Two classmates rushed to lift Arashi. Aragi watched from behind. Blood ran into the dirt. Arashi forced the words out. That bastard! His eyes opened yellow. Something inside him had just woken up. The day after the military drills, Leonora and Steady met the class outside. Steady, the monster researcher, would run today's training. He asked about the students hurt during yesterday's drills. A classmate said Shochan healed her hand right after. She pointed to another spot, also healed clean. Arashi just scoffed. Steady realized the class had a healer. Good news. Steady began to lay out the day's training plan. He showed his research facility, where they would fight monsters. Midu asked if there were really monsters inside the building. Steady smirked and said it was faster to just show them. The doors opened into a long, dark corridor. Behind iron bars, two goblins sneered at the class. Next cage held a lizard val, fangs bared, then a hulking ogre, grinning at them. Two of the girls flinched and stepped back. Steady said all the monsters were raised here for his experiments. Leonora smiled. The lab was perfect for soldier training. Steady was glad to gather fresh combat data from them. With that, the combat drills began. An armored ogre swung its blade as a student leapt back. Aragi watched from a doorway as classmates squared off. Everyone seemed calm, despite being thrown into a real fight. Yesterday's experience was already paying off. Then Rena took a hit and went down hard. She rose with a wince. The red ogre still loomed. Armored, snarling, twin curved blades in its fists. A student begged Steady to call it off. The monster was too strong. Steady refused. Leonora wanted everyone trained hard. He told them they had it backwards. Hero candidates with divine protections shouldn't lose this fight. One of the girls muttered. So annoying. Flames roared up around her, summoned at will. Steady said it plainly. The most important thing is your will. Steady said the fight only felt hard because they were afraid. Midu asked if training would really change much. Yes, leveling a divine protection unlocks new derivatives. Steady noticed Aragi staring and asked if something was wrong. Aragi's right eye flashed red. Appraisal active. Midu's status sheet had grown new lines overnight. Sword of evil crushing. A new divine protection. Midu asked Steady if he could try the new ability out. Steady waved him on. That was what drills were for. The red ogre turned to face him. Sword of evil crushing. Activate. His blade lit up white-blue. Then monster kamikaze attack flared around him. He grinned at the ogre. Are you scared yet? Midu shouted. Let's go, and launched at the monster. His blade drove straight through its raised arm. The ogre's hand fell, blood spraying across the floor. The monster screamed. Midu pushed in. His face was steady. No hesitation now. One clean strike to the head finished the ogre. The class stared. Aragi watched from the back. Aragi wondered if his own judgment had also leveled up. Looking around, he spotted another classmate with a new divine protection. He couldn't keep relying on his old earth techniques. He had to grow. Night fell over the kingdom. In a back room, Arashi gathered a few classmates around him. Narumi stared at him. Arashi, are you serious? Arashi answered, First, I'll kill Gaius. Then tie up Leonora and force her to send them home. He pressed Narumi to join, fed up like the rest of them. Narumi asked quietly, Do you really think you can win? Sweat slid down his jaw. He was already weighing it. He flashed back to the bloody monsters from the drill. Then he steadied himself. All right, I'll join you. The class trained on a wide green field. A classmate practiced with a glowing blue sword. Aragi watched from a distance, arms crossed. Shinju-kun, you're working hard, the swordsman called. I'm still weak, Shinju said. I have to get stronger. You could already beat half this country's knights. I still can't beat Gaius. I need overwhelming strength. Shinju stayed quiet, his purple eyes guarded. The swordsman warned the country was using them as pawns. Will you fight to the death until the Demon King falls? That's right. I've already made up my mind. I'll become this country's hero and defeat the Demon King. Shinju's plan was different. Negotiate. Keep everyone alive. You're working hard again today, everyone. The saint herself had come to greet them. A blonde aide hurried up beside her. I'll be in charge of the hero candidates while we're away. Are you going somewhere? Rena asked. The saint smiled. That's why I came, to explain. She and Gaius would leave the candidates behind. The saint and Gaius walked through the city gates. The blonde aide smirked as they left. Their carriage rolled out of the city. Inside, the saint sat calm and silent. That kid named Shinju, Gaius said. Are you sure? She lifted a porcelain cup to her lips. He could lead a rebellion against us. Gaius waited for her decision. Let's leave them alone for now, she said. Gaius's eye twitched at the order. She smiled. He answered, Never. The carriage passed wild boars grazing on the plain. Gaius's grin sharpened. He. She tilted a cup of tea the color of blood. We'll crush their rebellion and break their fangs. Her eyes flashed yellow under the silver hair. Then the calm smile returned, like nothing happened. Night. A full moon hung over the country. Something with fangs slid out of the dark. A blade flashed. Aragi crouched on a roof, watching. He drew a dagger and dropped down. His target waited below, a fanged monster. Aragi leapt over the beast, dagger ready. Judgment, activate. His eyes burned red. A status panel appeared. Name, Shinju Kai. Age, 17. Skills, Judgment, Assassination, Concealment. The full assassin's kit. He ran the numbers, calm as ever. The beast lunged, mouth wide. Pink skin, red mane, a roaring ogre. It charged him head-on, fists swinging. Aragi met the ogre face to face. It snarled, fangs bared. 3 throwing knives slipped between his fingers. He flicked them up at the moon. The blades fell back down like rain. The ogre swatted them aside, easy. Aragi's eyes narrowed. Time to test something new. This is the perfect time to test my new skill. Weak point detection, activate. A blue ring locked onto the ogre's eye. Aragi dropped, dagger reversed. The mark glowed where the eye should be. The blade went in clean. Blood sprayed. The ogre let out one last roar. Aragi stood over the body, calm. His dagger was still buried in the skull. Not a bad skill, but not enough yet. Blood dripped from his black-gloved fist. I have to get even stronger, he said. Night in the forest. Goblins charged Aragi from every angle. His new skill lit their weak points in red. Brains and hearts, easy targets to read. He drew his blade and cut the first one down. The rest fell in seconds. Goblin corpses scattered across the moonlit clearing. Aragi looked over the bodies and frowned. This skill, he thought, was wasted on weak monsters. He needed a stronger subject, a different kind of monster. Then his ear twitched. Footsteps in the dark. Someone was walking toward him with a lantern. A classmate. Auburn hair, red coat, green eyes. Aragi turned. He hadn't expected to be found. She'd guessed he might be here. And he was. The forest was dangerous at night, she said. Leave now. That, she snapped, should be his line, not hers. Goblin corpses lay around them, glowing in the lantern light. She asked what he was even doing out here. Testing his new divine protection, he answered flatly. She pressed for more. He gave her nothing. Steady had warned them not to do this alone. Yet here he was, killing monsters in the dark. Why would he tell her? He muttered, turning away. Her face flushed with anger. He was impossible. You were worried about me, he said. Were you? Her face went red. She stuttered hard. Maybe a little, she finally admitted. Then her eyes locked on something past his shoulder. Smoke, rising in thick columns over the trees. The horizon glowed red. Something was burning. The dorm was on fire. Walls of flame swallowed the building. Bigger monsters this time. Red, armored, grinning. They poured out of the burning halls. A red ogre roared right in a girl's face. A classmate stood frozen in her white nightgown. The ogre swung. She braced for the hit. A blue blade flashed and split the night. A red-haired classmate had stepped between her and death. Are you okay? He asked her. One eye gray, one violet. Thanks, she breathed, hands trembling. More goblin shapes climbed onto the dorm roof. They were still coming, he warned. More red ogres pushed through the smoke. Just when I was having a good sleep, the pink-haired girl groaned. What the hell are these things? She asked. No time to complain, he said. Just kill them. Across the forest, Aragi saw the same fire. He and the lantern girl ran toward the dorm. Is that our dorm burning? She whispered. On the wall above, a blonde figure smiled down at them. Aragi knelt by another classmate. What happened here? I'm not sure either, the boy said. This is a human's doing, Aragi said. The ringleader is close. Good judgment, hero candidate, a voice purred from the smoke. Steady, the lantern girl gasped. He stood on the burning dorm wall, perfectly calm. Now it all makes sense, Aragi said. They're my cute little guinea pigs, Steady smiled. Aragi's purple eyes narrowed in the firelight. Steady kept smiling. He'd planned this from the start. Steady-san, the lantern girl stammered. Why? Of course not, Steady said. I'm not talking about her. His real subject was something else entirely. It was the Demon King himself. Are you a spy of the Demon King? The red-haired boy shouted. An ogre lunged at the boy from behind. Aragi's eyes flared. Who cares about researching monsters? I'm sorry, Steady said, adjusting his glasses. Humans cannot grasp the true nature of monsters. The town was burning. Fire had taken the rooftops. Villagers ran. Bodies lay between the houses. On the wall stood a blond man in white, watching it all. Aragi looked up from below. Embers fell around him. The man on the wall smiled. Do it, he said. Goblins surged forward. Aragi held the line with two classmates. A red ogre swung a club straight at them. Kanzaki, Aragi shouted. I know, she answered. Goblins screeched, weapons raised, ready to swarm. The blond man on the wall pointed. The enemy is that man. His grin spread wide. He was enjoying this. More goblins poured down the alley, blades drawn. An ogre's pale face filled the dark. Kanzaki Rin turned, eyes sharp. How dare he? The blond man laughed. I know how to handle rebellious monsters. Attack! The goblins lunged at Kanzaki from two sides. She braced her stance. The red coat flared behind her. Aragi crouched low, knife already in his hand. His blade flashed across a goblin's throat. A second goblin shrieked and swung at him. He stepped past it and drove the blade home. Aragi cut down a goblin midair without slowing. The blond man laughed. There's more of them. Where are they coming from? More goblins closed in. The red ogre roared at his back. Aragi twisted, blade ready, watching every angle. His sword cut clean through a goblin's gut. The red ogre swung. Aragi ducked under its arm. His knife went up and into the ogre's jaw. Aragi pulled the blade back, cold and clean. The ogre's mouth opened wide. It started to scream. Then Arashi dropped from above, fist raised. His punch cracked the ogre's skull open. Arashi landed in a low stance, grinning. Aragi rose beside him, both blades drawn. The other monsters froze where they stood. The blond man on the wall watched, still smiling. Aragi narrowed his eyes at him from the ground. Activate. His eyes flashed red. Judgment came online. The stat sheet appeared. Name, Steady Archiheim. Age, 28. Condition, half-demon. Ability, domination sorcery. Level 1. Aragi muttered to himself. I see. Steady answered. Strong demons can use domination sorcery, and that's how we control the monsters. Steady's grin tightened. His teeth showed. Aragi looked up at the wall, jaw tight. He bared his teeth. What did you do? Steady tilted his head. The smile didn't leave his face. His boot pressed forward against the stone. Behind Aragi, his classmate's face went still. Then fire. A wall of orange swallowed the courtyard. Aragi raised his arm against the heat. Kanzaki stared past him, eyes wide. What the hell is that? Something huge stood in the fire. A long red tail dragged across the burning street. The thing roared. Fire rolled out of its mouth. Steady laughed on the wall. Ha 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 ha. That's a red dragon, he said. It's mine. The dragon stalked through the broken houses. It leapt. A roof shattered under its claws. Stone shattered around them. Wah! Someone shouted. Kanzaki's face went pale. She forgot to breathe. Aragi grabbed her and pulled her behind him. The dragon hovered above them, wings wide. Are you okay? Aragi asked. A classmate nodded. I'm okay. The dragon's wings cut through the smoke above. It's coming! The dragon dove straight down. Fire filled the alley, red and gold and screams. The dragon's mouth opened. Fire built behind its teeth. Aragi's eyes flashed red. I see it. The dragon's neck stretched forward, breath hot. Aragi held his ground as the claws came down. He tightened his glove. Time to use real power. The dragon roared, jaws splitting wide. A blade drove deep into the dragon's gut. The dragon screamed up at the sky. Arashi stood under the bleeding belly, fist still clenched. He grinned, fierce. "Got you," Arashi shouted up at the dragon. "You bastard!" The dragon's yellow eyes locked onto him. It bore down on Arashi, jaws full of fire. Arashi was thrown back into the flames. Arashi screamed as the fire wrapped around him. He landed in a crouch, smoking but alive. Arashi spat blood and grinned. "Shit, that hurt." Aragi walked up beside him. "Arashi." "Huh?" Aragi stared at the dragon. "Take that thing down with me." The two stood side by side. The dragon waited.